Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you're having a fantastic week and you've enjoyed the racing so far. It has been tough racing, but we keep on boxing on and we keep working hard for our loyal subscribers. I'm going to hand over to the postman that's going to be tipping out at the Vaal. Excuse me. So here's the postman.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, no matter where in the world you guys are. And again, a big warm welcome to the Top Tipper family. Racing comes to us on Thursday, the 12th of Jan, from the Vaal Classic track. There are 8 races carded, and the first event due off at 12:15. Before we get into that, just some feedback quickly. The value bet in the first race on Tuesday, I think the whole world got on that. Anyway, she arrived, she runs third, she pays £2.10 a place, and yeah, we had some of that, so at least we doubled our money there. Guys, the card for Thursday is not a bad card. I think it's worth getting involved in, and what I'm going to do, there's a couple of races where I think we can get something out. So let's go through the card together. As I said, the first is due off at 12:15. It's a maiden plate for the girls to be run over 1,700 meters. And in this event here, I think it's quite a tough race. In the bipod, guys, I recommend you put at least 3 horses here. My first selection is horse number 3, Memorial Day. Gavin Arena gets the ride here for the Stephen Moffat yard. Nicely drawn at 2. And I certainly think that around about 6-1, this is a decent place bet. Maybe we need to get involved with that and then take a couple swingers. For second, we've gone for the 4, all the way from USA, for Lasande Tsoli for Tyrone Zaki. This one is drawn a bit wide. However, the Zaki yard is in form. For Lasande rode this one last time out, finishing second to Go Flickety. And again, with a bit of luck in running, round about 10-1, maybe worth throwing in exactas, swingers, trifectas, quartets. For third, we've gone for the 2. This is Roslyn, Cabello Mazzani for Robin Clarkson. Cabello rode this one last time out, was a little unlucky, finished second. Very, very good run. This is the third run after rest and must certainly have a chance here. For fourth, gone for a nice roughie here. This is the 12. This is Fiery Cliffs, Randall Simons for the De Kock yard. 2 weakish efforts. However, I'm looking for improvement over the 1,700 meters. And I certainly think that they're around about 20-1. Again, if you're taking trifectas, swingers, quartets, throw this one in. In our play here, we're going to take swingers and we're going to have a small place bet on horse 3. And our selections are 3, 4, 2, and 12, putting all the first 3 selections in the bipod. We move on to the second race on the card. This is due off at 12:45, and this is a graduation plate over 1,000 meters. And we go through this year, and the favorite Karangatang looks very hard to beat. Keegan de Mello gets the ride back for the Johan Janse van Vuren yard, ran second last time out after having excuses. Loves this distance for 4 runs, a win, a second, and 2/3. And I really think this will be tough to beat. For second, you have to go for the obvious. Number 1, Swing Upon a Star. I certainly think that these 2 are good enough for all exactas, for all swingers. How do you get richer? Maybe box the exact and hope like hell it's 1 by 2. But I certainly think that those 2 are going to fill in the first and second place. Bipot and PA, I think one can bank the 2. For third, I've thrown in the 5, Mandalay, JP van der Merwe for Shayla Naidu. I certainly think that this one, after winning a maiden last time out, can certainly fill in one of the minor spots. For fourth, gone for the first timer, 7, Exhale, Henny Greiling for Johan Janse van Vuren. Nicely bred Son of Erupt. And as I said, I don't think that the first timers are good enough to beat Karangatang. So in the second race, we've got 2-1-5-7. Guys, just watch and see if the 3 Mescal takes its place. It did run on Tuesday, and I doubt very much. Third race on the card, first leg of the pick 6, due off at 13:20. Novice handicap over 1600 meters. Please take note at this stage in time, horse 5. The chosen one has been scratched, leaving us with a field of 9. And in this event, you find the first of my value bets. And this is horse 6, Lebeccio. Ryan Munger gets you right for Tyrone Zaki. Very, very strong combination. 9-1, I think, is great each way value. I certainly think that the 1600 will suit this one down to the ground, and will certainly, in my opinion, run a drum here, and decent place bet. For second, I have gone for the obvious, horse number 4, Toffas. Keegan de Bella for the Kansas Dawson yard. This is the current favorite at around about 17-10. Good run last time out over 1400 behind Jimmy Don. Keegan rides very, very well for the yard, and a must inclusion in everything. For third, we've gone for the 8. This is Future Wolf, Cabela Mazziani for Heather Adamson. Cabela rode this one last time out, finishing 4 lengths behind Bonete. Did have excuses, and again, good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for the 1. This is Thunderstone, Muzieni for the Magna yard. Nasty weighted. If I'm looking for a negative here, I'm going to go the distance. I don't know if Thunderstone can get the distance. So race 3, we've gone 6, 4, 8, and 1. And I certainly think that the 4 and 6 would be good enough to get us through our exotics here. We'll move on to the 4th race on the card, and this is due off at 13:55. This is a classified stakes over 1600 meters, and again at this stage in time, guys, please take note, the 5 Global Breeze is out, leaving us with a field of 10. And in this event here, first selection here is horse number 1 in cahoots, Gavin Larindo for Stevie Moffat. Gavin rode and won on this one last time out, won really well by over 4 lengths, and I certainly think that this one can repeat that run and can certainly end up in the number 1 box. For second, we have gone for number 9. This is Gilda Gray. This did run behind in cahoots, but is some 8 kilos better off. Certainly good enough to run a drum in this field. For third, we've gone for horse number 7, Earl of Cardigan. Ryan Munger for the Maroon yard. Has been racing over a bit shorter. Maybe good enough to fill in the back end of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for the 3. This is Burmese Tiara. Again, please just take note, guys, this did run on the 5th of Jan. And again, don't know if it's going to take its place in this field. If so, we've tipped it to run 4th. So race 4, 1, 9, 7, and 3. The 5th race on the card, due off at 14:35. This is a middle stakes over 2400 meters. And we find the second of my value bets. And this is definitely horse 3, White Fang. Round about 3-1, 33-10. Wow, guys, I think this is great value. 4 kilos better off than Arlington Action for a neck beating. Samanga Kamalo gets back in the saddle, and I really think that this one will take a power of beating. However, what I have done in the pick 6, I've certainly not banked White Fang. I'll throw in horse number 2 out of your league, Gav Larina for Fabian Habib. We saw that Gavin the other day had a nice win for Fabian. 14-1, anything is possible here. Something's just telling me don't leave out of your league. For smaller punters, maybe banker the 3 in all exotics. Larger punters, throw in the 2 in your pick six and your jackpots. That is my second pick. For third, we've gone for the 4, Arlington Action, Ryan Munger for Tyrone Zaki. Again, this is going for 5 and a trot. Looks like the handicap has caught up with this one eventually, but again, should certainly give a good account of itself. For fourth, we have gone for horse number 11, and this is Monsieur Chevalier. Philasandin Choli gets a ride here for the match at yard. Did win last time out under the hands of Mark Khan. Should be a lot fitter, and again with including in all exotics. So race 5, I have gone 3, 2, 4 and 11. Smaller punters, bank of the 3. Those that want to try and get something big, take 2 and 3 in all exotics. We move on to the 6th race on the card. This is due off at 15:10. And this is a mid-range 88 handicap for the girls over 1,000 meters. Take note, guys, at this stage in time, horse 1, remember when, has been scratched. And in this event, my first selection here is the 4. This is Rose of Trippy. Again, Samanga Kamalo, this time for the Mike and Adam as a yard. This one will jump, will go like the clappers, and if not slow, I think this will win on its coconut. Unfortunately, has been slow a couple of times, but as I say, if jumping can go to the front, they won't get close. For second, I've gone for the 6, Insatiable, Sianda Sasibo for the Van Vuren yard, carrying only 49 kilos on his back. This one, I think, has been let loose and certainly has a chance in this field, on condition the 4 does not jump on terms. For third, gone for a bit of a rough here. This is the 2, May Queen. I think that this one is not running against as strong as it has before. Has got some decent efforts behind Gobsmacked, Ifika, Lulu Star, and again, run about 12.5, 13 to 1. Guys, throw this one in as well. If this one should arrive, certainly will make all exotics pay. For fourth, we've gone for the 8, Samoa. Again, always there and thereabouts, always runs well. That's this 8-year-old mare, carrying 52. Again, certainly must be in with a small squeak. So race 6, we've gone 4, 6, 2 and 8. We move on to the 7th race on the card. This is due off at 15:45, met rated 69 handicap for the girls. Again, over 1,000 meters. And in this event, guys, going for a little bit of a rough year. I'm going for the 8, Quick Run. This is Gabriel Peterson for Shayla Naidu. Gabriel rode and won on this one last time out. Ran on really well. Again, I certainly think that this will be running on when others have cried enough. 8 to 1, I think, is a nice little each way bet there. For second, we've gone for the 5, In the Ether. This one is doing everything right. Won a decent race last time out after being slow. And again, can certainly be there and thereabouts. For third, we've gone for the 3, Prey Upon a Star. This is Gavin Arena for Corey Lensley. Won a maiden last time out, but again, maybe good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. For fourth, we've gone for the 7, Beaded Gown. And this is Muzieni for the De Kock yard. This is a third one after rest. Should strip a lot fitter. And again, in this race, guys, put in a couple. Not the easiest event on the card. So the 7th race, 8, 5, 3, and 7. We move on to the lucky last, race 8. This is a mid-rated 72 handicap. Due off at 16:20. And I think this is a match race. And my narrow first selection here is horse 3. This is Pinch Hit Gavin Arena for Fani Broncos. A decent third last time out, a decent second the time before. And I certainly think that this one will be there when the whips are cracking. For second, I've gone for the 2. This is Meteoric Gabriel Peterson for Robin Klaassen. Very good run last time out behind Melech. That was in a lot stronger than the meats. It has gone up in weight, but again, must be considered here. For third, we've gone for the 9, Back to Basics, Nathan Klink for Brett Weber. 2 runs back, 1 length behind Dancing Dora, not a bad effort. If it takes its place, certainly in with a tickle. For fourth, we've gone for the 7, Rattle Bag, ran second to In Cahoots, so just see how In Cahoots does in the 7th race. And again, Brian Munger for the Maroon Yard certainly has a chance here. So race 8, 3, 2, 9 and 7. Guys, the exotics I think are catchable, just box a little bit smart. As I said, smaller punters, maybe Banker White Fang. For those that are looking for something bigger, throw in the 2 as well. Guys, look after yourself. Take care. Stephen, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, the postman. I see you've tipped a 8-race program at the Vaal. Your bar pot, your peer, your pick 6, your jackpot 1, your jackpot 2, and your value bets White Fang and Lebeccio. So please let those bets arrive for the punters, and let's keep up our winning streak. Guys, enjoy your punting, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.